Jodie Foster wins first ever Emmy for True Detective role. An incredibly emotional moment for me. Outstanding doesn't even begin to describe the winner of Outstanding Actress in a Limited Series or Movie at the 76th Annual Emmy Awards. Jodie Foster won her first ever Emmy Award on Sunday, September 15th, taking home the prize for her role in True Detective, Night Country. It was an award that came after 4 previous nominations. "This is an incredibly emotional moment for me," she said, calling the HBO series a magical experience, and thanking Issa López, who created the 4th season of the anthology series. In True Detective, North Country, Foster played Liz Danvers, a police chief in Alaska tasked with solving the mystery of 8 men who disappeared at a research station. Foster's win puts her halfway to EGOT. She already 2 Oscars, for her roles in The Accused and The Silence of the Lambs. Speaking her thanks, Foster sent love to the show's incredibly Icelandic crew, and to her cast, giving a special shout-out to her partner in crime, Evangeline Navarro, who was also nominated Sunday night. She went on to express gratitude to the Inupiaq and Inuit people of northern Alaska. "They just told us their stories and they allowed us to listen, and that was just a blessing. It was love, 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 and when you feel that, something amazing happens. It's deep and wonderful, and it's older than this place and this time," Foster said. "That's just the message, which is love and work equals art." Night Country marks the most-watched True Detective season. In February, HBO picked up True Detective for a 5th season. Foster, 61, previously described Liz as kind of awful and damaged in an interview on Today. "She's grieving and doesn't want to face demons that will involve suffering," the actress said. "Like all of us, I think we don't want to suffer. In her case, I guess that's what the tough veneer is hiding. She just doesn't want to fall apart." In her Emmys acceptance speech, Foster also gave her thanks to her sons, Charlie and Kit, and thanked the love of my life, her wife, Alexandra Hedison. She was cheered on by fellow nominees Brie Larson, Lessons in Chemistry, Juno Temple, Fargo, Naomi Watts, Feud, Capote vs. The Swans, and Sofia Vergara, Griselda. Each had an outstanding year themselves. Larson, 34, stars as Elizabeth Zott in the Apple TV Plus series based on Bonnie Garmus's best-selling novel. After multiple setbacks in her chemistry career, Elizabeth takes a job as a cooking show host, and aims to incorporate science into her lessons. "It was so nice for me to be able to do something that's loving and sweet, and not always talking about the darkest things that are happening in the world," Larson told The Hollywood Reporter of Lessons in Chemistry, which also earned a nomination for Outstanding Limited or Anthology Series. "I think it's a very sweet depiction of how to work with someone you love, and the fact that their minds and their uniqueness and specificity and their love of science is what brings them together, I think, is very sweet." Temple, 35, traveled to the Midwest in Season 5 of FX's Fargo, in which she plays fierce housewife Dorothy Lyon, formerly known as Nadine Bump. "I'm not sure characters like Lyon come along very often," Temple told Vogue. "She's such an extraordinary little creature." A teenage Nadine endured physical and sexual abuse from her husband Roy Tillman, John Hamm, who she married at age 17. Nadine eventually left Roy and fled to Minnesota, where she adopts the new moniker of Lyon. Spends much of Season 5 making sure she continues to avoid Roy with help from her firearms skills and proficiency in booby-trapping a house. "I've had people talk to me about Dot's ability to booby-trap a home, and that there should be a Lyon home security setup," Temple told The Hollywood Reporter. "People talk to me about how powerful they found her to be and how it's cool to see a woman who's also a mom and a baker and a wife, living very simply and loving it at home, and then also having this ability to survive." Watts, 55, portrays New York City socialite Babe Paley in Ryan Murphy's Feud, Capote vs. The Swans, which tells the story of Truman Capote's falling out with Babe and her friends, who he called Swans, after he published a chapter of his book Answered Prayers that aired out the women's secrets. The story, titled La Côte Basque, 1965, most notably alleged that Babe's husband Bill, the co-founder of CBS, cheated on her. It became such an undoing for Babe Watts, who also executive produced the FX series, told People. She confided in him and felt that there was a trust with Capote. She felt seen and more connected to this human being than she'd ever connected to anyone, so it was something she couldn't recover from. Babe and Truman had once been the best of friends, but their relationship never bounced back after what she perceived as a betrayal. It's easy for us to sit outside of it now and say, well, yes, if she just found a way to forgive, they could have carried on and had a much nicer time. Watts said. I just don't know what it would be truly like to live in that space. I feel like I would have wanted the friendship and missed the friendship too much that I would have been able to recover. Like Watts, Vergara, 52, took on playing a real person in Netflix's Griselda. Vergara channeled godmother of cocaine Griselda Blanco in the limited series that follows how Blanco built and ran a drug cartel in Miami in the 1970s and 1980s before being killed in her native Colombia in 2012. Vergara told People she spent 3 hours a day in hair and makeup to transform into Blanco, and the commitment paid off. The people that have watched it now have been so responsive, and they've been telling me how much they love it, she said. It's really exciting to see how the people are reacting to it. I'm very proud of it.